This is the MMA News.
I'm Ben Askren. What were your thoughts with that stoppage and everything that happened?
It was a bad stoppage. That fight needs to happen again. Lawler wants the rematch, and I think he should get it. And I think we got to do that one again. Really bad call by the ref. There's 10 different ways you could have checked to see if he was out. He did one of them.
Dana said backstage just now that he wants the rematch with Robbie right away.
Yeah.
Any reaction to that?
I pass.
I mean, if that's the only thing they offer, is that?
I guess we'll have that discussion. Like I said, I'd like to fight the winner of Till Masvidal. I think that makes a whole lot of sense as far as the division is concerned. And like I said, I didn't really want to fight Robbie in the first place. I didn't like that matchup, and so I told them yes the first time without a hesitation. First time they proposed it, I said, okay, let's go. Did that.
You definitely took some damage early on.
Absolutely.
I mean, give us an idea of how you felt in there. Were you concerned that the fight might be stopped the other way?
Yeah, I really wasn't even thinking about that. You know what? Actually, my initial entry was pretty beautiful. I had single leg to a drag, kind of almost took his back, and then where it went all wrong was he got his arm out the side, and he's really freaking strong, and he went up and down really fast. I wasn't able to reposition myself before the fall, so I fell on my head. And not only did I fall on my head, then he had my wrist trapped. So then he was unloading punches because my wrist was trapped. I couldn't get out to defend myself. And it took me a few minutes to get that squared away. And once I got it squared away, I think I didn't watch this part of it, but I believe I got into some type of half guard, popped up, put him against the cage, eventually got a takedown, and then the choke.
Robbie, from an outsider's perspective, it's hard to tell how tight the choke actually was. You said, one half of your head was kind of on his body. So did he just have the choke on the one side, or was it fully locked in? Did you feel it blacking out?
I wasn't choking because I was actually thinking I could just pick him up and slam him. But he was squeezing so damn hard, it was like, just let him burn out his arms. Like, if you go back, at least that's what it felt like to me. I don't know how it looked on TV, but it felt like he was just wasting energy squeezing me when I wasn't getting choked. So I just sat there, and guess I should have done the thumbs up a little earlier or something. I mean.
So you weren't close to going out whatsoever?
No.
Just curious, how close did you think you were to getting a finish in that opening sequence?
He was beat up pretty bad. I mean, I don't really pay much attention. I was just going to keep beating on the guy, and he figured a way. Herb didn't stop it, but I mean, hit him with some good shots and beat him up pretty good. The slam was pretty rough. At least it felt like it was rough, like the way I kind of like flung him or whatever. But I was landing big shots and landed an elbow, cut him up pretty bad, and it is what it is.
And considering that you did come out the fight relatively unscathed, are you looking to jump back in pretty quickly?
I'm ready to get back to my family and spend some time, maybe go on a vacation. But I'm going to get back to work on Monday and just start building. I like to run it back. We'll see what happens. I'm not sure what my Dave Martin's going to do, and then what Dana thinks and what the commission thinks. But I'd like to run it back and do it again.
It looks like Colby's going to get the next shot. If that, in fact, is the case, who do you want to fight, or would you wait till?
Yeah, this is a crazy game. I can sit here and say, I'll get the shot, whatever, but, you never know. People get injured, things happen. Kobe might pull a couple more stunts and kick himself out the title fight. So I'm going to just be prepared. I think, like I said before, as a champion, as, took out Robbie Lawler, who's, fighter of the year twice, defending his belt 4 times, I feel like a rematch, Kobe's been kind of sitting around and trying to call shots. So, but if that's what the organization wants to do, this is their organization. I'm blessed to be able to fight here, make a living, and prove that I'm the best in the world. So, to be honest, I really don't have a person in the back of my mind.
Did you sustain any injuries in there? Anything serious or?
No, just a big ass lip. My eye a little sore, but outside of that, I'm healthy. And that's, it sucks to take that away. But if you think about 3 of my last 4 fights, I had injuries that require surgery. So though this sucks and I feel like crap, watching somebody walk around with a belt that I feel like is mine, I didn't sustain any injury that I think is going to cause surgery. So now I can, get back on the grind and get ready to fight again.
At the end of the fight, you shouted to Dana, "Is that the best that you got?" And then you kind of,
right?
Are you just gonna send him an edible arrangement? Can you guys just make up and move on?
Yeah, I've offered to sit down with him multiple times. He seems to have no interest in that. I don't know what his hesitation is. If I'm gonna be one of the top fighters in the division, to sit down and take 30 minutes out of your day to talk to me, that wouldn't be such a big deal in my opinion. I've reached out multiple times to him to sit down and talk for 20 minutes. He has no interest in talking to me. I honestly, to this day, I don't know what his problem was in 2013. I don't know what his problem is now. If any one of you guys can get him to sit down and talk to me for 20 minutes, I'd love to have that. But, I haven't had that opportunity.
So one you have available was Ben Askren. He said you won't talk to him. Why won't you talk to him?
Oh, my God. This is crazy.
So he just
it's
said
like Colby Covington thinks I hate him, too. I don't know what I do to make people think I hate him. I don't hate these guys at all. I don't talk. Lene, did I not talk to Ben Askren in the back hall when we were walking out for the thing? It's crazy.
He said he wanted to talk to you for a half an hour and you wouldn't give him 30 minutes of your time.
That dude's nuts. He got punched around a little bit tonight. Did he say it after the fight?
Is that right?
Yeah, he got punched around a little bit tonight. That's crazy. He's never asked me for 30 minutes, ever. I've never, ever turned down a fighter that's asked me, can we talk? Never once have I ever turned down a fighter. Even Tito. It's true. Never done it.
I think he wants you to go back at him more. He wants to start that rivalry.
Yeah, it's not there. It's not there. I don't dislike the guy. I said some shit about him 5 years ago that obviously hurt his feelings really bad. And this guy talks shit about everybody. I said something about him 5 years ago and he can't get over it. I do not dislike this kid. I mean, that's why he's here. I brought him in and he weathered that storm tonight and hung in there and he's a tough guy. And I look forward to seeing him fight again.
I wanted to ask you about the knee again, going back to what you said earlier about the rule, whether it's the palm or the hand. What's interesting is that if you had done that in California, that would have been completely legal. It's illegal in Nevada because of just the different rules about which hands is which. Is that confusing for fighters? I mean, it's like...
It is confusing. It's a little confusing, but I'm not going to blame, the rules or whatnot. I just need to be better. I need to be a professional and know where I'm fighting. If I'm in Nevada... I guess the difference from here to here is it can change a career. It could change what your record is, So I made a mistake. It was an honest mistake. I'm sure because it's me, fans are going to be like, this dude fucking cheated. He's such a cheater. Poking people in the eyes, and now he's kneeing people in the head. I just got to learn to, take it and keep on ticking.
When you talk about the nerves and all the stuff going on, it seems like heavyweight would do that. And I was asking Dana about you fighting Brock, right? And I mean, that Dana did say he's going to give that fight to Daniel, but is Brock still a guy that you seem hesitant to fight at heavyweight, but not Brock? And why would you want to fight this big lug if you don't want to fight the other guys?
Well, I figure if I'm going to make the gamble, you might as well go extremely big, right? Go big or go home. A Brock Lesnar fight, I mean, extremely high risk and extremely high reward. I don't really see myself versus anyone that could bring in the numbers me and Brock could bring in.
I wonder if you can just kind of, is Jones as good as you thought he was, or do you feel like maybe he wasn't as good in that you showed that he was overrated?
No, that's a beatable man. I didn't walk out of there thinking, wow, he's a lot better than I thought. Or, like when Rampage lost to John and he stood there and said, like, this kid's for real, this guy's good, like almost laying out to John. I don't feel like that. I'm not going to take anything away from him because, he did a phenomenal job of doing what he had to do tonight. But that's, I don't have the feeling that's a guy that I can't beat. I just didn't do, I didn't do anything I was supposed to do, and I still went, and I still was in there, it wasn't like he ran right over me and made me look like I was, I don't feel like I got embarrassed. And I'll be back. John Jones and I will see each other again, that's for sure, because there's no one else in the entire fucking division that's going to do anything about that. I don't care who it is. There's no one else that's going to stop me from getting back to John Jones.
Did anything you guys saw in the game plan make you think you could rope him into a brawl like that and get him, swinging wildly?
Yeah, for sure. We saw a lot of, especially my coaches saw a lot of his fights, and they see that he gets very emotional when he get punched or he's, see that the fight is not going his way. We were able to capitalize that and work on that hole that we saw in his game.
I think when the first time he went down, it looked like maybe he was trying to complain of a headbutt. But did you guys clash heads before he went down?
I haven't watched the fight yet, but I think we did. That's why I got some cuts in my head. I think we both like to duck under and throw heavy punches. I think we did at the same time. It was not intentionally because I think it was hit at the back of my head, his forehead. I haven't watched the fight yet, but if it was intentional, it was no. I couldn't see that coming.
What do you think should happen, or have they been giving you any indication of what will happen after this?
So tonight it was a great moment for my life. One of the best finishes that I had, and especially finishing the former champ. I haven't thinking about what's gonna be next. I haven't talked with Sean, I haven't talked with Dana anything about yet, but I'm gonna, right now in this exact moment, I'm gonna just enjoy the victory and probably later on thinking what's gonna be my next step.
If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe for our YouTube channel, or they will fire me. You heard right. If we do not reach 1 billion subscribers in a week, they will kick me out. I'm counting on you, good sir.